Good evening, good morning, or whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I am doing called Thor's Entertainment. Introducing myself, I'm Thor, and for context, Thor's Entertainment is a series where I play through video games. In this case, we're playing through Batman Arkham Knight, and this is part 4 of the playthrough that we kicked off about a month ago. My goal here is to record my gameplay so that I can enjoy it in the future, and ultimately retire the game after many unrecorded playthroughs in the past. These recaps are getting a bit lengthy, so I'm going to try and keep this short and go as quickly as I can, so here is what has happened so far. Scarecrow is threatening Gotham City with fear toxin, and to keep the city under control, he's partnered up with a new Arkham Knight character and hired an army's worth of mercenaries. Together, they've managed to blow up Ace Chemicals, they have controlled entry and exit into the city, and most recently, they have kidnapped one of Batman's allies. That ally was Oracle. Oracle's secret identity was known to the Arkham Knight. In case you didn't know it, it was Barbara Gordon. She is one of Batman's biggest support characters, right up there with Alfred, Lucius Fox, and other superheroes like the Justice League and Robin and all them. Since being helpful made her a target, Oracle was abducted by the Arkham Knight. Commissioner Gordon found out what happened and was very angry with the fact that she got kidnapped while working for Batman. He basically felt like his BFF just stabbed him in the back. With the help of Lucius Fox, we were able to briefly track down the Arkham Knight in the tunnels underneath Gotham City. That led to the Arkham Knight ambushing us. He gave Batman a bullet in the stomach for his trouble, and before doing anything too game-ending, he remembered the plot of the game still actually needed to happen, so he just let Batman live. After escaping the tunnels, we interrogated one of the mercenaries and found out that the Penguin is helping to fund this operation, and has also been supplying weapons to the enemy forces. With no other leads, Batman requested Nightwing's intel on the Penguin, and we're off to go see the old sidekick now. After missing a platform in the last episode, I ended up dying once, almost twice, so I think I'll just take the stairs here. Don't want to relive those mistakes.
Still lurking around on rooftops.
You shouldn't have come here. Not tonight.
Look, are you kidding me? When I heard about Barb...
North Refrigeration. Tell me what you know.
Penguin's using freezer trucks to smuggle weapons out of Bloodhaven. Now, I think he's stockpiling arms right here in Gotham. The question is where.
Cobblepot's the best lead we have on Barbara. I need to find that weapons cache. If I can intercept one of his trucks, it'll lead me right to him.
Huh. If only you knew someone who's been tracking their movements. What? You didn't really think I'd come here without a plan, did you?
I'll handle this. You're needed back in Bloodhaven.
Come on, Bruce. Look, let me help. You can't do it all on your own.
It's too dangerous. I won't risk losing anyone else. Bloodhaven needs you.
All right. I can take a hint. But if you want to keep tabs on that truck, you're gonna need this. It's a prototype straight out of R&D. The old fox has outdone himself this time. I'll see you around, Bruce.
I can pull enemy weapons using the disruptor's sabotage ammo. I've only got 3 shots. I should pick my targets wisely. The crate's electrified now. Anyone trying to resupply is in for a shock.
So suspicious.
That disabled the firearm. If I use the disruptor again, it will explode when fired, knocking out the user and flooring anyone nearby.
Me holding the grudge? I guess.
Equipment sabotaged. Time to introduce myself.
For anyone who may notice ability or health bar inconsistencies between episode 3 and the eventual episode 5, episode 5 of which I've already recorded and edited, I have to admit, this episode, episode 4, the one you're watching, is a cursed episode. I don't know that I have the time to break it all down right now as far as why that is, but we'll get there. And man, it sucked getting this one recorded and edited.
Let's see. A truck full of weapons and explosives. I can use the disruptor's tracker ammo to tag the vehicle and follow it across Gotham.
It is episode 4 for anyone else viewing it, but for me it's more like episode 4 version 9. More on that later.
What did you forget?
No, no, no! It's Batman! Get the hell out of here!
Subtlety works. Every time. If I stick to the rooftops, I'll be able to follow them right back to Penguin's weapons cache. The vehicle tracker will remain locked, even through buildings, as long as I keep the target in view and within range.
What the hell are you doing? Are you trying to kill us? It's Batman. We need to get out of here. Where are we going? Back to the lockup. Are you stupid? That'll lead him right back to Cobblepot. So what do I do? Just keep driving. Maybe we can lose him. You see him? I'm driving here. Okay, I can't see him. You think we lost him? How do I know? Keep looking. We gotta be sure before we head back. He's gonna get us. I know he's gonna get us. We lost him. Thank God. Head back to the hideout before he finds us again. We did it! We actually did it! Screw Batman. He's overrated. Couldn't even keep up with this in this piece of crap.
Now that they are done driving around aimlessly, Penguin's men have run out of things to say, and they're just going to lead us back to their hideout. There is a whole sequence of side missions we are about to unlock based on this exact gimmick. We tag a van. We scare them off. We grapple up to a building while they drive around. We have a bat beer. After we finish that beer, we glide after them once more. Finally, they decide to invite us into their hideout and we crash the party. We do that over and over again until, hey, mission accomplished.
Anyone follow you?
Batman tried, but we scared him off.
Yeah, right. Get your ass in there. The boss wants to talk. He said don't be late.
Alright. In the last episode, I promised a Lex Luthor rant, and now it is time to start ranting. Lex Luthor portrayals in live-action movies are terrible. You always get the generic super smart maniacal supervillain that could literally be any somewhat smart villain, just rocking a bald head. There is actually some depth to this character, and that always seems to get overlooked in live action. If you want to see interesting versions of Lex, there are some in the animated films, but the best examples go back to the comics. After the last video, I decided I wanted to talk about Forever Evil, and I happily revisited that comic series between the videos. Forever Evil is a comic run that was introduced in DC's New 52 phase. I'm going to be talking about the main issues, but it had a lot of tie-in comics too. In Forever Evil, Lex Luthor is the highlighted character as the main continuity in DC is invaded by an evil version of the Justice League from another universe. They call themselves the Crime Syndicate, and their multiversal hop was done after their world was destroyed. Finding themselves in the main continuity, the Crime Syndicate kicks the crap out of the Justice League in record time. They imprison the Justice League and broadcast a lie to the world. They have killed the Justice League. This becomes their recruiting pitch as they break out all the high-profile villains from various prisons and bolster their numbers to control the world. Not all the villains are on board with this though, the main one being our guy, Lex Luthor. Good or bad does not really matter much to Lex. He does not like anyone encroaching on his business and telling him what to do. And considering he has his sights on the world already, he is not ready to give up his dreams for the new villains that just popped up. I mean, he wasn't doing it for Superman, and he had a lifetime of experience with that guy. He sure as hell wasn't going to start doing this for some random other-world Superman and his friends. All of which he doesn't give a fuck about. One moment, and I'll complete my thoughts on Forever Evil.
Don't worry about Batman. He's about to be coming. Shh. This is gonna be great. He doesn't even know you're here. Come on. Keep up with you two in a crappy little truck. He's overrated. Anyway, listen up. I've got something to say. As you're aware, and this truly breaks my heart, lads, we've been working with the other freaks to take down the Bat together. I know, it's been hard. But look on the bright side. We're bloody rich.
The Arkham Knight, Barbara Gordon. Tell me where they are.
So that's who we had. The Commissioner's little girl.
I'll break every bone in your body, Cobblepot.
They were going to see some geezer called Simon Stagg. I think he runs a pharmaceutical company or something. Do not lie to me. I'm not. I swear. They said he's about to leave Gotham. Those airships over the West River, it belonged to him.
Put him down! We'll shoot, but...
Won't do you any good. Scarecrow's gonna break you. You are going down, Batman.
Hold him steady, folks. I've been working on my swing. Watch and learn. Gonna knock his head right out of the...
This is you handling it, right? Now don't worry, you can thank me later.
Time for a much needed but brief break from Batman, and we're going to be trying out Nightwing for a little while. Robin and Nightwing play similarly to Batman, but they have a few less tricks. They have slightly improved mobility and speed, or at least it feels that way. I'm not certain if they're actually faster, but it feels like they're much quicker in battle whenever you play as them. That's cool for me, but at times like this, the character change can also lead to a change in timing, which throws me off a bit, and then I kind of suck as the character for a little while and I screw up until I figure them out. So anytime you see me switch between characters like that, it's probably going to lead to a screw up. I have not taken them into AR mode prior to these multi-character battles, so I am mostly improvising my way through these and trying to remember the temporary characters' nuances on the fly. With Nightwing here, I'm actually doing fairly well. Actually, speaking of AR challenges, I think I'm going to record a few of those and then use those recordings in my intros and outros. So, if my dialogue runs long, anyone watching will not have to be stuck with a static background, they'll actually have something to watch. If I do not procrastinate on that idea, you should see me doing that for the first time in this episode. Goodbye, Nightwing. I wish I could have played as you a bit more, but this is it for you in City of Fear. I'll see you around though whenever the side mission videos come out.
We can't let any of these weapons get onto the street. This cache needs to be destroyed.
Bruce, you need to let me help.
I had it under control. I told you, I need you back in Bloodhaven.
Now, Scarecrow, these weapons, this all affects Bloodhaven too. The best place for me is here. Look, with the amount of weapons Penguin has been running into Gotham, this cannot be everything.
He must have other caches in the city. Search this place for evidence. It should help us locate more of Penguin's refrigeration trucks.
What a wanker. Let's put him out of business, eh?
Seriously? Do you believe that accent? Mary only puts it on to sound scary. Please, what are you doing? Bat, come on! Don't lock me in here. I'll do anything. Want your laundry done? I'll do it. Help out, Alfred. You got it. I wouldn't like to be that guy.
I'm going after Barbara.
I'll contact you as soon as I track down any of Penguin's trucks.
Thanks, Dick. I appreciate it.
What are friends for, Bruce?
Alfred, find out everything you can about Simon Stagg.
The pharmaceutical magnate? Of course, sir.
Now, what have we got here? A good old-fashioned ambush. Oh, you wait there, Bats. Let your dear old Uncle Jay sort out these chumps.
Joker virus or not, Joker is 100% a figment of Bruce's screwed up imagination. That in mind, Bruce had to be envisioning Joker being taken out by a firing squad for us to get that little gag. Now we know, Bruce is a dick to his imaginary friends. Also, judging from my previous attempts to speed through this part and the Batmobile fails that are about to be on display, I would say driving in circles might be my biggest weakness. I have driven off the parking garage multiple times because I was in a hurry and rushing through this in the past, and you see me almost doing the exact same thing this drive-through. At least that's over now. It's nice they decided to stay in one place like that the whole time instead of coming and looking for me, catching me playing with the world's most expensive remote control car.
Oh, personally, I would have used live rounds.
Alfred, what do you have on Simon Stagg?
Now, let's see. CEO of Stag Enterprises, a company that specializes in advanced medical research and development.
I'm heading to Stagg's airships now. Scarecrow was on his way there, and that's our only link to finding Barbara.
The threat analysis indicates that Founders Island is covered by the militia's long-range radar and missile launchers. The Batmobile will be detected and targeted as soon as you cross the bridge.
Don't worry, Alfred. I'll go in on foot and stick to the rooftops. Find me the schematics of those airships.
Right away. Best of luck, sir.
Sir, Stagg's airships have been hooked and tethered. We're reeling them in.
Good. Get in there, find Stag, and interrogate him. And Lieutenant, I'm assigning you an extra unit for guard duty.
Who are we guarding?
Scarecrow. Boss wants to come aboard.
I'm sure you saw me have a head-on collision with the wall over there. If you're wondering what happened, the Batmobile would not eject me because there was an enemy nearby. I had no idea they were directly behind me. I blamed the game mechanics, they screwed me up. But I don't think that's going to help Bruce whenever he has to make his case. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose his Bat driving license like that. Regarding the Forever Evil rants, we are not done yet, but it is on hold until we get to the airships. Considering Simon Stagg is a super rich guy that has a bunch of secret research and blimps flying all around the city, it is the perfect place to start the rant. Where better to finish talking about a supervillain comic than the blimp of a guy that sounds like a James Bond villain?
If Arkir's top of the line, then what's the Bats?
The militia have captured Stagg's airship and set up a watchtower with sentry guns. Looks like it's controlled from that central command point. I need to take it out. That soldier is equipped with a device that can track my detective mode systems. If I use it for too long, he'll be able to pinpoint my location and alert the others.
I heard us almost set off either a wall-mounted sentry gun or the drone. But it didn't go horribly wrong. I'm not being shot at least not yet, so we're off to a smashing start with this Predator map. I just need to keep my detective mode on long enough to distract the other guy and keep him from turning around. Well, I wanted to hang from the ledge, but none of that really worked out. They moved, so let's regroup here. At least I can still do a fear multi-takedown from above. Man, the end of this Predator map is falling apart fast, but that's okay. We won, and we're moving on, and that's all that
I've taken
matters.
out the militia. Now to disable the tower. I'm at the airships. What did you find?
Well, the ship's original schematics reveal a service hatch that should be accessible from the top of the aircraft. It would seem Mr. Stagg is rather protective of his research. I expect the security to be high.
Thanks, Alfred. Lucius, how's the remote hacking device coming along? I think I'm about to need it.
Maybe you should add clairvoyance to that job description, Mr. Wayne. I'm uploading the latest decryption software to the device in the vault at Wayne International Plaza. You can collect it from there.
Okay, going to the discount James Bond villains, blimps. Arrival is imminent, so that means it's time to go back to the Lex Luthor rant and discuss Forever Evil. So we established that the Crime Syndicate sidelined the Justice League and broke every villain out of prison. They then gave them the ultimatum, join us or die. Well, basically. Well, Lex Luthor said screw joining them or dying. He puts on his Kryptonian killing power suit, defrosts one of my favorite versions of Bizarro Superman, and rallies other arch-enemies of Justice League members. They all come to his cause, and he teams up with Bizarro, Captain Cold, Black Adam, Black Manta, Sinestro, Deathstroke, Batman, and Catwoman. We follow Lex through his improvised plan to succeed where Superman failed. He would beat the team that bested the Justice League with some of the greatest villains DC has to offer. In the end, about half of the Crime Syndicate is killed. The rest are imprisoned. Lex Luthor is triumphant in the end. The villain team manages to save the Justice League in the process. And this is the event that led to Lex Luthor being added as a member of the Justice League. This is much to the disappointment of the existing members. That is my oversimplification of Forever Evil. Besides the premise being awesome and worth reading alone, the series actually humanizes Lex quite a bit and makes him a more sympathetic villain. Don't get me wrong, he's still evil as fuck. Just read the generational threat he gives at the beginning of the series, and that is clear from the start. But you see him bond with and ultimately mourn the loss of Bizarro Superman. You see him reflect on his own regrets, letting the ego down for a bit as he looks back on the loss of his sister. There's just a lot of good storytelling here, and it is my favorite version of Lex Luthor. So yeah, Lex Luthor rant over. If you like comics and want to read how awesome Forever Evil's story is, I highly encourage it.
If I can find the control panel, I should be able to override it with the remote hacking device.
I see you have found your way in, sir. Any sign of Mr. Stagg?
Not yet. But the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow's forces have moved through this place, killing everyone.
They must be there for a reason, sir. What are they planning?
Barbara's the priority. When she's safe, I'll deal with them.
But, sir, you have the chance to end this now. Capture Scarecrow, and you can save the whole city. It's what Miss Gordon would want.
I'm not losing anyone else, Alfred.
I should now have full rotational control of the airship's stability system. However, the hacking device will only work within a certain range of any control terminal.
I have to admit, even in a mostly evacuated city, it seems like a terrible idea to just be flinging storage containers out of a blimp. It would probably fall harmlessly to the ground, but there are a lot of looters and rioters running around, and even for them, getting smashed into paste by a storage container tossed out of an aircraft by Batman seems a bit unfair and excessive.
I've been waiting for a shot at you, Batman.
Those soldiers have got Stagg, and from the look of him, he won't last much longer. I need to save him.
Where are the files?
I'm not telling you.
You want us to cut off your fingers? I don't mind. We start with the fingers and see how high we go before you tell us.
Please.
This fight should take a moment, so this is a good time to talk about why episode 4 is a cursed episode. It's definitely the most cursed episode of this playthrough. The curse started with my own mistake. When adding voiceover to the original video, the copy I made had terrible audio. The gain was too high and my voice was gravelly as hell. The problem was I deleted the original video before checking the audio, so I was just stuck with the gravelly audio copy. So I reluctantly played through the whole game a second time to this same point just before meeting Nightwing. Then I recorded again. Well, I got the gameplay saved from my capture card, but when reviewing it, the video was skipping frames left and right, and it was like trying to watch a DVD or a Blu-ray that had been kissed by a belt sander. Again, I did not have any backups, so the second recording ended up just like the first. Useless. So I played through the game again. Keep in mind, this is not my first time picking up this game. I am trying to retire it after all. So doing 3 more playthroughs to get 45 to 60 minutes of a recording done is brutal.
Batman! Oh, thank God you're here! Thank you. They were going to kill me.
Why? What did you do?
Nothing. These animals came in and just started shooting.
They were collecting those cylinders.
Nimbus generators. A totally clean power cell technology we've been developing.
Where's Scarecrow?
He's on the second airship.
Did he have anyone with him?
Oh, you mean Barbara Gordon?
I think we both know she's probably dead, don't we, Bats?
Target is secured. We're bringing him to Arc 2. Over.
Batman! No!
Quiet! Wave goodbye. That's the last time you'll see him.
Nearly, Bats. I could feel you losing control there. A little more of that delicious fear gas, and it will be all over. For you.
Stag's been taken to Scarecrow on the second airship.
I've been analyzing the schematics, and it appears to be defended by automated gun turrets. There's a security terminal in the research laboratory towards the rear of your current vessel. You should be able to disable the turrets from there.
Did you think you stopped me at Ace Chemicals, Batman? You merely delayed the inevitable. Gotham is mine to do with as I please. And the same can be said of your friend. Poor little Barbara Gordon. Close your eyes. Can you see her? Cowering in the darkness, cursing the hero who failed her. She has become your weakness, your obsession, dragging you deeper into the abyss. I could have her killed right now. Cruel, sadistic, brutal. But I have other plans. Both of you.
This part is pretty glitchy, so I'm happy we're flying through the containers pretty easily. Normally, I end up walking into invisible walls when moving the storage containers around. I think the game still reads that the storage containers are still in their original location, or it thinks that they're moving around, so it prevents the character from advancing in that direction. It is not really noticeable here, because, trust me, it's really annoying and obvious when it happens. It's especially bad if you're waiting on a container that does not magnetically lock, so there's nothing you can do to stop it. You just have to wait for it to slowly slide into place, and then finally you can move. Again, I am glad I did not have to demonstrate that in this episode. As you can see, we made it to the end pretty problem-free.
Look about what happened down there. I wasn't trying to kill you. I was trying to kill your mind. So, we still pals? Friends for life. Anyway, don't blame me. Blame Scarecrow and his patented Joker-liberating miracle tonic.
Got a stowaway, gentlemen. Find him.
No way. Batman's not stupid enough to try and come up here. We're in a damn airship. If he comes in here, he's...
Anyway, the third time was kind of the charm when it came to breaking the episode 4 curse. After the third playthrough, I had the foresight to save my gameplay directly to the media gallery on my PlayStation 5. I also did the usual of getting it onto my computer from the capture card, but with it in both locations, I finally had a backup. The computer version was still skipping frames though, so I had to record the recording off of my PlayStation 5 a few times before I finally had a clear video. At least mostly clear. You can still see it skip around a little bit. There are some spots when we're flying to the blimps and one right before one of the big group fights. I think when we first meet Stag, you can see it. Oh, and I think you can actually see it at the end of this Predator map. But I think the issue should be good going forward. It just took some trial and error adjusting my bitrate. You don't really need to know what any of that is, just know that it was a pain, and hey, we finally got episode 4.
Now that they're out of the way, I can use that console to disable the airship's defenses.
Nice work, Batman. But come on, let's be honest. It's the new suit, right? Not the worn-out hero inside?
The weapon system controls are locked behind a scanner keyed to Stag's fingerprints. Without a clean set of his prints, I'm locked out. Maybe the CCTV camera feed can help me. I should scan the footage to see if Stag's hands touched any surfaces during the abduction. I might be able to reconstruct. Stag will have left a handprint on the floor there. I should check for other places he touched. There's more chance of getting a full set of prints. He touched the floor after he was thrown down the stairs. I should search for more prints. He touched that railing when he steadied himself. I should find more prints to reconstruct a full set. Stag left a handprint near the exit to the room.
I know where Stag left his prints. Now I just have to scan those locations.
So, what's the deal here? Reconstructing a match using all these itty-bitty pieces? Oh, and speaking of itty-bitty pieces, what do you think they're going to do to Barbara?
I've got an index fingerprint here. 3 locations left to scan. I've been able to reconstruct Stag's middle fingerprint. 2 spots left to scan. I've completed reconstruction of Stag's thumbprint. 1 site left. I've got the full set. I should be able to access Stag's computer system now.
So you're going to use a reconstruction of Staggy's handprint to access the computer. Oh, that's genius, Bats, really. Oh, I know. When you're done, let's hack his online dating profile.
Welcome, Mr. Stag.
I can't remotely disable the turrets on the other airship, but I can control the turrets on this ship.
That's the weapons dealt with. Scarecrow's next.
Wait a minute. No way. Look at what it is. More French toast. Gotham might be a crime-ridden hellhole, but I love the dedication to one of my favorite breakfast foods. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Identification confirmed. Good evening, Mr. Stag.
Sir, regarding the identity of this so-called Arkham Knight,
What have you found?
nothing, sir. None of the former Arkham City inmates who remain unaccounted for fit the Knight's profile.
Widen the search. When Joker took over the asylum, dozens of inmates escaped. Focus on young men with military experience.
Downloading the files now, sir.
What the hell did you do to me? Helped you, idiot. Anyone who touches you now gets 1,000 volts.
The militia's combat suits can temporarily carry an electric charge. I won't be able to hit them when they're in that state.
All this time later, after the series completion and coming back to record this again, I am hoping you can tell I got the hang of the combat again. I am very optimistic that it looks like I'm just flying through the combat, and the combo numbers are probably the highest I've gotten in the episode so far. In fact, possibly in any episode so far. I'm not going back to check, but let me know if I'm wrong. Re-recording is always a bit tedious, but it was really nice going back and being able to compare how I did back then to how I'm doing in these fights now.
Apologies for the interruption, Mr. Wayne, but I can ready another upgrade for the car if you'd like to take your pick. The most aggressive option, Mr. Wayne? I'm surprised that wasn't your first choice. I'll start work right away.
It might be in my head, but I'm pretty sure the combo numbers are way higher now than they were then. Hopefully you don't mind the slight drop off if the fighting proficiency is a little lacking in the next episode in comparison, since it's going to go back to past me in that video. In fact, now that I'm thinking about that, any version of these recordings that I am uploading is a past me. Well, I hope you enjoy even more of the even more in the past me in the next episode. And no doubt you just saw it. I legitimately did not know you could fall out of the blimp. This is the first time that's ever happened. I was just heading to the edge to get the special action prompt, but it never popped up and I just fell out. No more falling out of blimps for me. Besides accidentally driving into walls and falling out of blimps, I feel like this is going really smoothly. I think I'm just flying through the entire episode. For comparison, the original recording I believe was slightly over an hour long, which was a little bit frustrating for me since I just missed my target of 45 to 60 minutes. This time, we're going to be comfortably under that 60-minute mark. This might actually be the fastest I've run through these airships without skipping the dialogue. Having a cursed episode that had to be patched together, well, that part sucked. But at least it allowed me to get the episode down to a time that I'm happy with.
Gentlemen, an announcement. Our one-time friend, Mr. Stagg, neglected to keep the cloudburst charged and ready for operation. We will need to do the job ourselves. I need men in biological engineering, ferrying energy cells to charge the device, and I need more men to defend them. Do not fail me.
We don't have to send this storage container out the window, but sending it out there now does cause it to break at the ground level. And whenever it breaks, you can find a Riddler trophy inside if you're able to find the landing point. Just gee whiz. Oh, and speaking of random Riddler crap, the poster over here is the answer to a riddle. I won't go out of my way to do the Riddler things in the City of Fear playthrough, but since they are right here, I figured I'd just point them out.
Pitting that mediocre mind of yours against my riddles. I had plenty of time to conceive Batman. When you left me battered and demeaned in Arkham City. I am the Riddler, Batman. I don't suffer humiliation. I pay it back. So solve my riddles if you can. They'll be very important later.
Accessing research node. User ID, Stag, Simon, October 29.
The revised formula works perfectly. It passes through clothing and is readily absorbed through the skin and eyes. Gas masks are useless. The results are horrifying. Combined with the cloudburst, the potential is world-changing and lucrative. Yet, Dr. Crane remains uninterested in commercial opportunities. He intends to squander our work, my work, on a vendetta. It's time to dissolve our partnership. I should leave Gotham before his return.
Accessing research node. User ID, Stag, Simon, September 3rd.
When Dr. Crane approached me, I thought the man had finally realized the value of his chemical expertise. But no, he's still Scarecrow to the bone. The man invents a formula that could cure depression, turn an entire army upon itself, and he uses it to frighten people. Fine, Dr. Crane. I'll keep working on your cloudburst, but I'll keep working on your toxin as well. I'll show him there's money to be made here, one way or another.
Accessing research node. User ID, Stag, Simon, September 20th.
Make it stop! Human testing has not been the breakthrough I hoped for.
I wanna go home. I wanna go. I wanna go home.
The cloudburst works perfectly, though I've temporarily obscured that fact from Dr. Crane. I must perfect his formula myself first.
Accessing research node. User ID, Stag, Simon, October 2nd.
Patient number 4, 2 weeks after exposure. How are we today, Daniel? Daniel, would you like to go home? Mild terror, permanent damage, not good enough.
Accessing research node. User ID, Stag, Simon, October 14th.
Now we're getting somewhere. In fact, we've had to restrain the patient, haven't we, Mr. Huxley?
I'll kill you. I'll kill you all.
Fear toxin may be dangerous for you and your loved ones. Prolonged exposure to fear toxin may induce episodes of extreme psychological trauma. I'm telling you, Bats. They just keep making this stuff sound better and better.
You and I both see it. More French toast. Seriously, who is the man slapping this deliciousness on every Gotham goer's plate? I mean, the odds. It's everywhere.
Alfred, Stag and Scarecrow were working together on a project codenamed Cloudburst.
But if that's the case, sir, why is Scarecrow attacking Stag?
Stag must have double-crossed him. He's here for the device. I'm giving you remote access to Stag's computer network. Search for anything related to the Cloudburst. I need to know what it is.
As you wish, sir.
Identification confirmed. Good evening, Mr. Stag.
Please let me go. I've got so much money, even Batman won't be able to stop us. Oh!
But you couldn't stop yourself from betraying Scarecrow for a little more.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not sorry yet. But when Scarecrow's toxin starts pumping into this cell, I think you just might be.
Oh, God, no. I've seen what that stuff does. Someone help me, please!
It'll attract a lot of attention when I take out the minigunner. I should leave him until last.
For a holiday night and being in the aftermath of mass evacuation, we are seeing a ridiculously high number of dead scientists. I mean, we are almost done with our tour of the blimps, and there are staff bodies littered everywhere. Seriously, Stag was just like, I could let you go home, take your kids trick-or-treating, but I would prefer you all be witnesses and liabilities, and then turned into targets in my James Bond villain bullshit tonight. I mean, I know the city is in one of its highest alerts that it has ever experienced, and 90% of the city is hightailing it out of here as we speak. But I am really needing you all to work that overtime. I'm sure it will be fine. That observation aside, we are almost done with this episode. And man, that feels really good to say after all the effort. You've all heard about that enough though. Here is something I have not mentioned yet, and it is glorious. I am sure you will all appreciate it. In this episode, we did not have a single tank battle. Not a single one. I am thankful for that, and I am sure anyone watching is too. In episode 3, I counted over 90 vehicles were destroyed by the end. That is a lot of Batmobile. And I said it from the start, I don't mind the Batmobile in this game. At least for the most part, but sometimes it feels like it is more of a chore than a feature. And 90 plus in a short span of time like that is a lot of vehicular combat. We are only halfway through the main story, by the way, so they're going to be sending even bigger waves of tanks after us here soon. I hope everyone is ready to see Batman do his very best Twisted Metal audition. I am already imagining the unofficial sequel to this game now. Calypso invites Batman to face off against Sweet Tooth in the next Twisted Metal tournament. And for whatever few people remember that game or understand that reference, just know that you have made me smile and I'm very happy about it.
You've got to get me out of here. They're insane.
You lied to me. You've got one more chance, Stag. One.
Okay. Look, Scarecrow came to me. He needed my help with the cloudburst.
What does it do?
No. Don't let them touch me!
The cloudburst, Stag. Tell me what it's for.
I don't know. It's all over my skin. It's crawling all over my face.
I should leave you to your nightmares.
Okay, this is it. The moment we've both been waiting for. Scarecrow's just down there. So are you gonna stop him and save Oracle? Or am I going to get another hit of that delicious gas while you watch helpless as she dies? How do we decide? Roll up, roll up. It's the Pick the Real Scarecrow show. So where's our first contestant? You, the one with the ears. Step up and have a go. What's your name, sir? Bruce? So, which one will it be, Bruce? Difficult, isn't it? Is it the one on the left or the one on the right? Bad luck, Bats!
You're not dying. Just feels like you are. My toxin is filling your lungs, drowning you in your greatest fears. What can you see? A city engulfed in fear. Betrayed by those you trust the most. Your darkest secrets revealed. As I tear your mind apart, Gotham will watch. I will cut that mask from your face, and the whole world will see the fear in your eyes. Then they too will understand. There is no savior, no more hope, no more Batman. Maybe it's already happened.
Look at me! I'm amazing! And this body! I can't believe how strong it is!
Don't hurt me! You win, Batman! Get up and fight!
Astonishing. Such brutality. You almost killed these men. You were ready to abandon your beliefs, everything you stand for. You tell yourself you are not like us. You tell yourself you are something more, something better.
Come on, finish him. Look at him. Look at him. Better than the creep who killed your parents. You need to do something. You need to stop him. Good. Good.
Something's changed. You're different.
I prefer to call it a work in progress, but it does show potential.
You're trapped. There's nowhere to run.
Who said anything about running?
Sir, Scarecrow is broadcasting across Gotham. You need to see this.
How does it feel to see your city on the brink of ruin? Your friends in the clutches of death? You stretched yourself too far this time, Batman. And now your failure is all but complete. As that final dying breath escapes her body, she will know you are the one who failed her.
Alfred, he's holding Oracle at the safe house in Chinatown. I'm heading there now.
Please hurry, sir. There's no telling what he'll do to her.
That is the cliffhanger I will be ending this episode on. So, let's recap the Cursed Episode 4. We met up with Nightwing to ruin the Penguin's Halloween. And gee whiz, we're going to be ruining his night way more in the side missions. But before all of that, he dropped the knowledge that Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight might be after Simon Stagg for some reason. We found Stagg. And the guy was behaving like a James Bond villain. Oh wait, he turned out to be a Batman villain the whole time, and he was helping, then double-crossing Scarecrow. We go after him to get the intel and to save him, but we are repeatedly interrupted to the point we know he is building a weapon and it's called the Cloudburst. But that's about it. He promised Scarecrow he was going to hand it over. He didn't. Then Scarecrow came and decided he was going to take it. All along the way, Batman is harassed by the Joker hallucinations, and they're getting a lot more lucid and violent. The final example of which was that little body swap scenario we just saw. But of course, Scarecrow gets away again. Batman gets knocked around by the Arkham Knight by surprise, again. And things are just not going well, again. But not all hope is lost. We now know where Oracle is. And even if it's an obvious trap or some kind of setup, we do have a chance to finally save her, and that is where we're going to pick up in episode 5. I hope you enjoyed the video or found something entertaining about it. I'll be speaking to you again in episode 5. Take care, and I'll see you then.